Welcome to the channel of Vedant classes. Today we will see the chapter 14 Sources of Energy. Characteristics of a good source of fuel. It should have high energy output per unit mass or volume. It should be easily available. It should be easy to store and transport. It should be economical. Second, sources of energy. There are two main sources of energy. They are conventional and non-conventional sources of energy. Conventional sources of energy are wood, flowing water, and fossil fuels, coal, petroleum, natural gas. Second, non-conventional sources of energy are solar energy, wind energy, biomass energy, ocean energy, tidal energy, wave energy, ocean thermal energy, geothermal energy, nuclear energy. Some sources of energy are renewable like sun, wind, flowing water, ocean, wood, biomass, etc. Some sources of energy are non-renewable like coal, petroleum and natural gas. Conventional sources of energy, fossil fuels, are fuels formed inside the earth from the remains of plants and animals after millions of years. The fossil fuels are coal, petroleum and natural gas. Fossil fuels are non-renewable sources of energy, so they should be conserved and used judiciously. Disadvantages of fossil fuels. First, burning of fossil fuels release gases and harmful particles which causes air pollution. Burning of fossil fuels release acidic oxides of sulfur and nitrogen which causes acid rain which is harmful for living organisms, affects soil and water, causes damage to buildings, corrosion of metals, etc. Burning of fossil fuels release a large amount of carbon dioxide gas which increases the temperature of the earth atmosphere and causes global warming, that is greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is shown in figure. Thermal power plants. In thermal power plants, the heat energy produced by burning fossil fuels like coal, petroleum or natural gas is used to heat water and change it into steam which rotates the turbines of generators to produce electricity. Hydropower plants. In hydropower plants, water from rivers are stored by constructing dams. The water from the dam flows down through pipes and rotates the turbines of generators to produce electricity. Advantages. First, flowing water is a renewable source of energy. Second, the electricity produced doesn't cause pollution. Third, the water stored in dams can also be used to control floods and for irrigation. Disadvantages. First, the initial cost is high. Second, large area of land gets submerged and decomposition of vegetation produces methane gas, which is a greenhouse gas. Third, it causes displacement of people from large areas of land. Thermal power plant is shown in figure. Hydroelectric power generation. Biomass energy. The waste materials and dead parts of living things are called biomass. Example: wood, dung, vegetable waste, agricultural waste, sewage, etc. Biomass is decomposed by anaerobic microorganisms to produce biogas. Biogas is a mixture of gases containing methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen and hydrogen sulfide. Biogas plant. The biogas plant has large underground tank made of bricks and cement. The lower part is the digester and the upper part has dome shaped with a gas outlet. On one side of tank above the ground is mixing tank and on other side is an overflow tank. Animal dung is mixed with water in mixing tank and slurry is sent into the digester. In the digester, the slurry is decomposed by anaerobic microorganism and after a few days, biogas is produced. The gas is taken out through the gas outlet and used for heating and lighting purposes. The slurry left behind is rich in nitrogen and phosphorus, is used as a manure for crops. Fixed dome type biogas plant is shown in figure. Wind energy. Wind energy is used in windmills, which converts the kinetic energy of the wind into mechanical or electrical energy. The kinetic energy of wind can used to do mechanical work like lifting water from wells or grinding grains in the flour mills. It can also be used to rotate the turbines of generators to produce electricity. A single windmill produces only a small amount of electricity, so a large number of windmills in a large area are coupled together to produce more electricity in wind energy farms. Advantages: it is a renewable source of energy. Second, it does not cause pollution. The recurring cost is less. Disadvantages: first, wind is not available at all times. Second, it requires a large area of land. And third, a minimum wind speed of 15 km per hour is required. Windmill and wind energy farm is shown. Non-conventional sources of energy. Solar energy. Solar energy is the energy obtained from the sun in the form of heat and light. The heat energy is used in solar heating devices like solar cooker, solar water heater, solar furnaces, etc. The light energy is used in solar cells. Solar cooker. The box type solar cooker has an insulated box painted black outside. It is covered by a glass plate which allows heat to enter inside but doesn't allow heat to escape out. It has mirror to reflect more sunlight into the box. The food to be cooked is kept in container inside the box. It can produce a temperature of 100 degree to 140 degree. Solar water heater. A solar water heater has an insulated box painted black inside with a system of copper tubes. It is covered with glass plate which allows heat to enter inside but doesn't allow heat to escape out. When water flows through the copper tube, it absorbs the heat and becomes hot. Box type solar cooker and a solar water heater. Solar cell is shown in above figure. Solar panels and solar lamp. Energy from the sea. Energy from the sea is obtained in three different forms. They are tidal energy, sea wave energy, and ocean thermal energy. First, tidal energy. The periodic rise and fall of sea level due to gravitational attraction of the moon causes tides. A dam is constructed at a narrow opening between the land and sea. The movement of water during high tide and low tide can be used to rotate the turbines of generators to produce electricity. Second, sea wave energy. When strong wind blows over the sea, it produces huge waves. The kinetic energy of moving waves can be used to rotate the turbines of generators to produce electricity. Third, ocean thermal energy. There is a temperature difference between warm surface water and a cold water at the bottom of the oceans. This difference is about 20 degrees Celsius. The warm surface water is used to boil liquid ammonia and the vapor is used to rotate the turbines of generators to produce electricity. The cold water from bottom is then pumped up to cool the vapor back to liquid. The tidal energy is shown. Sea wave energy, OWC type generator. Wells turbine turns in the same direction irrespective of airflow direction and incoming wave force air out of OWC. Second, retreating the wave sucks air back into OWC. Ocean thermal energy, schematic of an OTEC floating platform. C. Geothermal energy. The deeper regions of the Earth's crust is very hot. This heat melts rocks and forms magma. The magma moves up and collects below at some places called hotspots. The underground water in contact with hotspots get heated into steam at high pressure. By drilling holes into hotspots, the steam coming out can be used to rotate turbines of generators to produce electricity. High temperature geothermal deposit is shown in figure. Geothermal power plant. High temperature geothermal deposit is shown. Nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is the energy released during nuclear reactions. During nuclear reactions, some mass is converted into energy. So a very large amount of energy is produced during nuclear reactions. Nuclear reactions are of two types. They are nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. Nuclear fission is a reaction in which nucleus of heavy atom like uranium, plutonium, etc. splits into smaller nuclei with the release of large amount of energy. It is used to make atom bombs and to produce electricity. It is nuclear power plant. The heat energy produced by controlled nuclear fission chain reaction is used to produce steam, which rotates the turbines of generators to produce electricity. Nuclear fusion is a nuclear reaction in which small nuclei fuse together to form a heavier nucleus which release a very large amount of energy. The energy of sun is produced by fusion of hydrogen nuclei to form helium nucleus. It is also used to make the hydrogen bomb. Advantages of nuclear energy. It produces a very large amount of energy per unit mass than any other sources of energy. If safety measures are taken, it is more environment friendly than fossil fuels. Disadvantages of nuclear energy. The cost of nuclear reactor is very high. The availability of nuclear fuel is limited. And nuclear reactors produce harmful nuclear waste which is difficult to dispose. Nuclear fission is shown. Nuclear fission chain reaction of uranium is shown. Nuclear fusion. The nuclear fusion is shown here.